Hello parents. I'm sorry that I was not able to be at back to school night with you, but I wanted to make sure to pass on all the information that I would be sharing had I been able to be there. So this is for the AP Calculus class. So let me tell you what students can expect. First of all, they can expect homework almost every night. I'm sure you've already heard from your students that, oh my gosh, there's been so much homework. And that has certainly been the case. It won't always be like that, but for the first chapter where it's review, we're getting through it real quick, which is fine because it's stuff that we can go through quickly without losing too much. But certainly there's a lot of it because we're covering a lot of sections each night. Once the first chapter is over, we'll be going through a section a day roughly. The grades are based mostly on tests. There is homework. As part of the grade, there are a few quizzes here and there, but pretty much the entire grade is based on tests for this class. And all the tests are based on previous AP tests. The formatting, everything I do for this class is designed to get students ready for the AP test. So all the tests are formatted the same. The questions are similar to questions they would see on the AP test. Everything I tell them as far as calculator use and my expectation of how much work to show and all that, it's all geared toward getting students ready for the AP test. It's kind of nice teaching this class because, I mean, I love teaching the class anyway, but it's nice because I've got a very specific goal in mind for the end of the year, and that is getting students ready for the AP test. And so I can, I can orient the entire class in that direction. Speaking of the AP class, let me mention briefly what the AP test entails. In May, your students are going to be taking the advanced placement test, and it's going to test them on all the things that I'm teaching them about this year. We will be spending lots of time preparing for the test, and when they take the test, I should mention also there is a cost associated with the test, but if cost is an issue, there are accommodations that could be made for that as well. More information about that will be shared with your students to pass on to you as we get closer to the time to sign up for the test. But students can earn college credit. They get a grade of, they get an AP score from 1 to 5, and if they score 3 or better on the test, then they get units, college credit units, for having taken this class. And I should just, for your own information, this is the 12th year that I'm teaching this class. The results for my students on the AP test I'm quite proud of. Usually my pass rate is in the mid 90% range. Last year was a little bit low, it was about 85%, but in general I'm very, very proud of that result. And so you can know that by being in this class and by being a member of this class, your students are doing a lot to get ready for the test, and my expectation is that they're going to do great on the test. Speaking of getting ready, students ready for the test, there will be reviews in April, outside of class reviews, evening and weekend sessions. I will pass on that information to your students at least a month ahead of time, so they have plenty of time to arrange work schedules or other extracurricular activity stuff. And I will also email that to parents on School Loop so that you have that information, so that when they say, oh yeah, I've got a review session tonight, you know that they're actually telling you the truth and not, oh, they're actually out with their friends or whatever. You'll know exactly what students are going to be doing for my class. Okay, parents always ask me, how can I help my student? Well, unless you've got a degree in engineering or math, probably not a whole lot, and that's okay. I would definitely encourage them to form study groups, especially when tests are coming up, especially when the AP test is coming up, when we're doing our review. Study groups are great. I strongly encourage my students to collaborate, to work together. It's certainly a good quality to have going into college, and it certainly helps everybody learn the material better. I will also say if they're having trouble, I am available, especially certainly before test days. I often have students coming in and ask me questions. I'm very happy to answer them. Please encourage your students to come and ask me lots of questions. I have no problem with that whatsoever. I mentioned School Loop. I do post grades on School Loop. I won't post grades until the end of the first chapter. After that, I will be updating grades. I'll post grades at the end of the first chapter, and then I will update grades every Friday from there on. Also, the homework assignments are posted on School Loop as well, so you can keep track of that. I do encourage you to sign up for your own account. It makes it a lot easier for me to communicate directly with you, and vice versa, you communicating with me. And this way you can check your students' grades and calendar, their homework and all that. Definitely sign up for your own account. And all you need really is their ID number. Otherwise, and that'll get you access to sign up for their account. In addition to Schooloop, I have my own personal website, rosenmath.com, that is really, really useful, and I wanted to make sure that you knew about this. Here is rosenmath.com, and if you go and you click over here on AP Calculus AB, I've actually got the entire first semester already laid out, and you can see all the assignments are there, and you can see the large amount of homework I've been assigning. As you go down lower, it definitely is less than the first chapter. But you can also see that there are links here. If you click on this link, and as we go through and do these, more of these are going to become links. All of my lessons are done on PowerPoint. And I write on the PowerPoint using my smartboard, and then I save that and I put it on my website. So if a student is ever absent, let's say a student was absent on this day, all they need to do is click on the link, and they can see the PowerPoint that I did that day with all the writing on it. They can see the PowerPoint exactly like any other student who had been there on that day. And so a student never needs to fall behind. If they're absent, they don't need to borrow somebody else's notes. They don't need to do anything. They can see exactly what it is that we did on that day just by downloading the lesson. Also, you'll notice this first one, the policy sheet here. This was the policy sheet that I passed out on the first day. It's a PDF version of that. So if you would like to see, I didn't require a parent signature for that, but if you would like to see all my policies, see how my classes run, you can download that from the website as well. So Schooloop, rosenmath.com, really useful resource, especially if a student is absent. Okay, that's all the material that I was planning on covering. If you have any questions, if you need to contact me, please feel free to do so on my website here on the main page. My phone number and my email are right here. Please feel free to contact me with any questions. Again, I'm sorry I couldn't be there to answer them in person, but I appreciate you watching this video, and I look forward to a great year with teaching your students. So thank you so much.